Welcome to Personal Development Mastery. I'm your host, Agi Keramidas. Today's brief episode is the fourth in a quiet series of personal reflections, with each of them also being an invitation. If you have listened to any of the recent podcast solo episodes these last couple of months, and I mean the episodes that play every Thursday, then you might recognize the theme of these reflections. And this theme is something that you might relate to. You have been on the journey of personal development. You have grown. You have done the work. You have evolved. And still, there is that question, what now? Today I want to tie together those three previous solo episodes, and I'm going to do this by sharing a story. A story about one of the most transformational experiences of my life. Back in 2021, I ran the London Marathon. Now, for perspective, I only started running when I was 43 years old. And it started completely casually with some morning runs of 1 or 2 kilometers. But like many things in my life, it quickly evolved into a quest for improvement. So at some point I did a 10K, then I did a half marathon, and in 2021, the challenge of the London Marathon appealed to me. The training for it was hard, physically, mentally, emotionally. Every practice run was a question, why am I doing this? And there were even times that I thought, what's the point? But still, I kept going, one practice run at a time, or 1 kilometer at a time. And for 4 months, I trained with consistency and with discipline. And then race day came. So while I was running somewhere around mile 20 or kilometer 32, I hit what runners call the wall. My legs ached. I was experiencing some pains that I never knew existed before. These parts of my body I had never felt before. My breath was going shallow. My heart was beating fast. My mind was telling me to stop. And yet, somehow I kept going. And after I carried on for just another couple of miles while I was in that state, then something shifted completely. Suddenly, I wasn't just running anymore. I entered a state of flow. There was no aching. There was no internal dialogue. There was not a runner anymore. There was only running. I was in a state of presence and clarity. It was as if all the preparation, all the struggle, all the efforts had led to this exact moment. And it felt like I no longer needed to push. It was happening. All I needed to do was trust. I still get emotional when I think of that. That day, my mind, body, and spirit aligned in a way I had never experienced before. That marathon didn't just test me, it changed me. And it showed me something I now know to be true, not just about running, but also about life, growth, and even purpose. And that is, sometimes the moment you feel like stopping is exactly when you are ready to rise. And that's the space I believe many of us are in right now. Listen, you've been on a long personal journey. You have read the books, you have done the courses, listened to the podcasts, you have kept showing up for yourself. But the question now has changed. It isn't how do I grow more? It is what now? And that's the moment when something deeper begins. And that is what I help people navigate in my one-to-one coaching. Not with more content, but with presence, with clarity, with partnership. It is a conversation. It is a collaboration. Because you don't need more pushing. You need space to hear your own voice. Tell me, when was the last time you truly listened to it? So, if you resonate with this, if something inside you stirs and says, this might be me, then maybe this is your moment. The race is already underway. And now it is time to keep moving forward, with focus, with support. If you would like support, I'm here. Just reach out and let's have a conversation. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in, and don't settle for a life that is less than what you know is possible for you.